Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? I certainly hope that each and every one of you are doing just fine. And I want you to know that I am doing just fine too. Glad to be with you once again. I really am. And I am truly excited about this moment. First, I would like to say thank you very much for tuning in today. And as always, I really do appreciate it. And I would like to welcome each and every one of you to another episode of TJ's Topics. That's right, we are here once again. And I want you all to know, especially if this is your first time watching, that I am TJ. That's me. And I tell you, it is truly a pleasure to be with you again. I consider it a joy, an honor, and a privilege to be able to come into your presence on any given occasion. Now, today I do have a nice little topic that I would like for us to share and discuss, and we're going to talk about this because this is something that a lot of us have dealt with. Matter of fact, I addressed this not too long ago. I think maybe a few weeks ago. We were talking about haters. And you all know what haters are and how detrimental they can be to one's mental, spiritual, and emotional health. And sometimes, if we're not careful, physical health, because haters are, they can be something serious at times, which is why we have to be mindful of who we deal with, and it doesn't pay to get too close to everybody anyway, because, everybody's not our friend. Everyone will never be our friend. So some people are happy just, going through life, stirring up strife and causing problems and misery and suffering for others. It's like they get their jollies from it. They get their kicks out of that. It makes them feel good. But all of the damage that they do to the ones whom they hurt and throw under the bus, that doesn't make them feel good. And they're the ones who have to live with the pain and the suffering as a result of all that crap that the haters brought on them. And that's a shame. So we're going to continue our discussion today on haters. Sometimes your haters can make you greater. That is what we are going to discuss today. And believe it or not, sometimes haters can be a big help to us in one way or another. Sometimes your haters can make you greater. And some of you may be wondering, how in the hell can a hater ever make me greater? Well, I'm finna tell you right now, because while the term haters often carries a negative connotation, there can actually be a number of unexpected advantages to having them sometimes, especially when it comes to pursuing major goals. They can actually help us to move us ahead in life. Haters can, believe it or not. There's a way where a hater can, indirectly help all of us to prosper some kind of way. And as we go further along, we're going to find out how they can do that. Number one, haters often emerge when you are reaching a certain level of success or making an impact. Their criticism can be a sign that you are doing something right. And sometimes people do make you feel bad about whatever it is that you're trying to do. And it's a good thing you're doing, but because they don't see the vision that you see, because it's not their vision, but it's yours, then they can't get on board with you, and therefore they just, they sort of poo-poo on it because they don't see where anything is going to come from it in the long run. All they're looking at is where you are right now, but you see where you are on your way to, because your vision is much bigger than theirs. They have a very small vision and a narrow mind, but you're open-minded and your vision is far more advanced than theirs. So that's why they don't get on board with you most of the time. Number 2, negative responses can serve as fuel to propel you further along and prove your haters wrong. And doesn't it feel good when you can make your haters feel bad for having spoken ill of you or drug your name through the mud or whatever? And then they turn around and they see where you are doing real good in life. They're still in the same place they were 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Number 3, while negativity can be hurtful at times, some criticism may turn out to be the thing that helps you in making progress towards self-improvement. And all of us can stand to, make a little improvement on ourselves sometimes in whatever area may need improvement. Haters will do that, and they don't realize that though they're hating on you, they're actually helping you. Number 4, being faced with negative feedback can help you develop resilience, or as some of us may refer to it as, thick skin. And believe me, you got to have thick skin in order to be able to manage having a platform such as this or any other, And even though my platform is not that big, it's still a platform. And in order for me to do what I'm doing, I had to develop thick skin. Forget about what the naysayers and the haters and all those people out there have to say, because they're not doing anything and they don't want to see any of us do anything either. When you develop thick skin, it will strengthen you emotionally. That's a very good thing to have. And I wish that more people would develop thick skin and quit worrying about what folks out here in the street are saying about them and what they think about them. Because people are always going to have something to say, no matter what. If you're doing something, they're going to talk. If you're not doing anything, they're going to talk. If you're doing good, they're going to talk. If you're doing bad, they're going to talk. So, to hell with them. Live your life and do whatever it is that you want to do. And as long as you're happy, as long as you're not hurting anybody or yourself, forget about them jokers. Number 5, facing criticism can reinforce your self-belief and cause you to be proud of what makes you unique. After all, there is nothing wrong with being different from everyone else. Being different comes with some major advantages. In fact, I often tell people it's usually the weird people that have the largest net worth. The weird ones tend to be the wealthy ones because it's the weird people, the people whom society has ostracized and cast aside, has demonized and, made them out to be worthless. They are the ones who help to turn things around in this world. They invent things and they create all sorts of things, from the latest gadgets that we might use to anything that might benefit us in society. The weird ones, the people who have been looked down on and talked bad about by their haters. And then guess what? When those people become rich and famous and successful, open up these multi-million and multi-billion dollar companies, guess who they end up having to put on their payroll sometimes? If they choose to. Their haters. Their haters end up having to go to them applying for a job, begging and pleading, can you please have me? I need a job so bad. I'm barely making it out here. And it's up to them to decide whether or not they want to give them a job. And quite frankly, I'm not sure if I would. Number 6, it's important for each of us to understand and accept that not all of us will be liked by everybody. Everybody's not going to be our friend. Look, we're not going to be accepted by everybody. And therefore, we may as well move forward and go ahead on and try to achieve our goals and stay on track, keep on running. Right? Like they said, run the race with endurance, persevering, and having determination. That's the only way that we're going to make it. And when we get to the finish line, our haters will be sitting on the sidelines looking. And they'll be like, oh my goodness, how in the world did they ever do that? Little will they know, they played a huge part in it helping us to reach the finish line, because they talked about us, they made fun of us, laughed at us and stuff. Meanwhile, we kept right on going. Like Curtis Mayfield, he said he had some songs out a long time ago, and the theme in his songs were, you got to keep on pushing. And that's what we have to do sometimes. We have to keep on pushing, even in the face of our haters. Let them see us pushing, but at the same time, never let them see you sweat. Number 7, accomplishing something after being told you would not can often make your haters look like fools. Now, who wouldn't take pleasure in that? Making your haters, see, your haters try to make you look like a fool. But if you actually reach that goal and you're determined to do so, you turn that thing back around on them and make them look like a fool. Meanwhile, haters can serve as a reminder to appreciate whatever success you achieve. And see, that's the important thing right there. That is very important, to appreciate whatever you have accomplished and thank your haters in the process. And finally, number 8, in a way, haters can inadvertently help you gain a wider audience by increasing your exposure through their devious tactics of hatred, jealousy, and bitterness. All of that can benefit you by making your brand more visible. Now, you tell me, who wouldn't want to make their brand more visible and make themselves have a wider audience, a bigger outreach, and having used their haters to do so? Their haters are the ones who help them to reach their goal. You think about all the people, all the like people we watch on television, whether it's local television or national television, international television, movies. They have this huge platform, singers, dancers, choreographers, you name it, whatever it is. It may not even be in entertainment. It may be in any other field, but they reached a very big level of success in their lives. Don't think for 1 minute that they didn't have people trying to talk them out of going after their goals and their dreams, because they most certainly did. But they pressed on anyhow, and it paid off for them. But their haters, where are they? Still sitting at the house, twiddling their thumbs, flipping the channels on TV, not doing anything with their lives. And life is just passing them by. All because they chose to be haters. But I came to tell you today that sometimes your haters can make you greater. And so that's the message that I want to give to all of you out there. So if you're dealing with haters right now, just keep on going. Just don't let them bring you down. Don't let their negativity cause you to doubt your abilities, because you can do it. As long as you try and have perseverance and determination, I promise you, you can reach it. So I thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of TJ's Topics. I really appreciate it. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with whoever you wish. If you know someone else out there who's dealing with haters right now in their life, share this video with them. Hopefully it will serve as a source of encouragement to them and let them know that everything is going to be all right. This is Taryn Jerome Harris, reminding all of you that every round goes higher and higher. And I look forward to seeing you again soon, okay? I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.